we have touched on the transfer portal, which to me is nothing more than a combine now. I mean, here it is. It's another instance for coaches to now go, oh, look, here's the board. I got 250 kids sitting here. Let's go after this one, and let's go after this one. And they can start cherry picking now in what is almost a pro combine situation here. Has not the transfer portal made things more even in so many ways? I mean, now you don't have to wait 2 years for a kid to come in and learn your system. You can get somebody who walks in that day and becomes your starting offensive tackle next weekend.
It's possible it may even out the field. It's possible some programs can get better quicker, but again, it comes down to judging talent. You've got to know who these guys are, whether they're bringing baggage and problems, or whether they're just really talented players that got caught in a system where they didn't get playing time. So again, it goes down to judging talent. And I know it's changing, and it's already changed the way people recruit. There are staff members at every school in America that their sole job is to look at that transfer portal every day and to get information on these players. And it's going to change the way high school guys are recruited. It's going to change the whole recruiting landscape. And we haven't quite seen all the effects yet, but for sure, if you're an astute judge of talent, here's a chance to go faster than you could have before.
And does this not lead the big schools again to making the jump? I mean, quite frankly, the Alabamas, the Miamis, the USCs, the Oregons, the Texases, these are the ones that are really going to take advantage of this. They're going to siphon off a lot of the big talent, and we're going to come right back to where we started all this, which is these lower schools are simply not going to get the big talent anymore, because that big talent is going to be now distributed just like a National Football League draft.
That's what I was going to get to. I think that also from the player standpoint, do you want to go play at Western Carolina, or do you want to go play at Alabama? If you have the chance to play at Alabama, you know the answer to that. So these guys, whether they fit the bill or not, are not looking per se. That I think every case is individual. You have to judge it on its own merits. But a lot of these guys are looking for the big time home run shot at playing at a big time school.
Sam, this is the move right to your super conference that you talked about. This is paving the way.
Yeah, I was recruited by a lot of big schools coming out of high school, and I was advised not to go to Notre Dame because my advisor said, look, they're going to recruit the top 10 high school Catholic quarterbacks in the country. 1 will play, 9 will sit, so they're not playing at Boston College or Michigan or Michigan State or any of the other schools that they have to play. Of course, when you're 17, you're like, well, that's okay. I'm the guy that's going to play. But, it doesn't allow schools to do that any longer. Bobby Bowden would not understand how this works, because his philosophy, if you remember, he would bring quarterbacks into the roster. He would groom them for 2 years, and then they would be the starter for 2 years. That got screwed up when the kid from Washington, he's from Walla Walla, got thrown out of school. And then all of a sudden, Chip Ferguson had to start in that game against Miami that year at the beginning of the season. So, that was how schools tried to do that. Guys came in, and obviously before freshmen were eligible to play, they groomed them, and then they let them figure out who the starter would be for the next couple of years. You're not going to be able to do that anymore. I think Kirby Smart found that out at Georgia. I mean, he had Eason and Fromm and Fields all on his roster at the same time. And if he had a decision to make again, you think he would have gone with Jake Fromm again? They did play for the national championship that year, but with Justin Fields, do they win it? I mean, if Smart is a phenomenal recruiter and just a compiler of talent, but maybe not the guy who can figure out which quarterback to play all the time.
And if I'm not mistaken, on the transfer portal thing again, last spring, I can't remember the school or the kid's name, but somebody graduated early, participated in spring football, the 15 practices, and did not like the looks of the way the depth chart was shaken out, and he entered the transfer portal. So, are we going to see that? Are we going to kind of sample a school for a spring season and then transfer? Maybe that's where the future is going to take us to.
If they're allowed to do it, I mean,
they are allowed to do it. It's just
that's what I mean. Yeah.
Again, another larger question. I've heard some coaches say this is, for all these kids, when they get later on in life, it's going to be, where are you going to go back for your homecoming? You went to 5 schools. I mean, who do you identify with?
You know what a kid's going to do? Kid's going to say, let me check my bank account and call my agent and find out from my NIL representative where my sponsorship is right now. I'll let you know.